A single penthouse in Gurgaon sold for 190 crore rupees and Trump Tower got sold out within a day. तो सर इतने जल्दी तो टमाटर नहीं बिकते हैं जितनी जल्दी ये 100 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टीज बेच रहे हैं.
While everyone is hyping up Gurgaon as India's Dubai, Vishal Bhargava tells us why this real estate boom might actually be a bubble that is waiting to burst.
The trader who created the bubble also bursts the bubble.
How did Gurgaon become such a gold mine for real estate investors?
North India में ना people love land. They have that thing कि I want to have my property. You are shown fancy brochures. This location will become Singapore. This will become Dubai. This will become Hong Kong. Whatnot. And the whole ecosystem looks to channelize that in Gurgaon, and people jumping to buy homes. Sales gallery is full of people, and you create this FOMO. In that, people overbid. They overpromise, and when it is not met, it cracks. I don't see any other real estate market having as much of a disastrous future as Gurgaon. The moment I say a project is sold out, I create this hype, the headlines. 2,000 crore apartment sold on day one. Then outsider will say, "Arey boss, this project का तो बहुत demand है." The game in Gurgaon works to satisfy the investor and trader. A very key thing has to happen. Home prices have to keep rising. We are launching on 1st May at price of 15,000 rupees per square feet. 15th May, we will raise the price to 18,000 per square feet. 30th May, the price will become 22,000 per square feet. That is the pitch to a trader. The same house is sold 3 times by the time it reaches possession.
3 times. So what are the stats which state this speculative problem in Gurgaon? What are the traits of an investor? And how does the investor contribute to the chaos in Gurgaon? So should I invest or should I not invest in Gurgaon?
You should not invest in Gurgaon at all.
What's going to happen in the next 3 years? When do you think this bubble is going to burst?
So my thesis is that
Before we jump in, I want to thank Odoo for supporting this podcast. Now listen to this very carefully, especially if you're a business owner, founder, freelancer, or just someone with big dreams. Because what I'm about to tell you could be the difference between closing your next big deal or watching it slip through your fingers. Let's be real, guys. In today's fast-paced world, a single missed follow-up can cost you lakhs. That is why you need to know about Odoo CRM, the tool that's changing the way India is doing business. So whether you're managing 10 leads or 10,000 leads, Odoo helps you track every lead, every deal, every call, all in just one place. With sleek Kanban view, you will always know what's moving, what's stuck, and what needs your attention instantly. And with Odoo's chatter system, you will never lose an activity or an email or a client update ever again. But wait, it gets better. Once the deal is closed, you can send a beautiful quotation right from the opportunity tab itself. And with custom dashboards, revenue forecasting, and real-time insights at your fingertips, Odoo isn't just your CRM, it's your business command center. So if you're building the next big thing or even just getting started, this is your sign to stop winging it and start winning with Odoo CRM. And here's the best part. Your first Odoo app is free for life along with hosting and support included. So hit the link in the description, sign up for Odoo, and take full control of your customer game starting from today. So today we are here to talk about a very controversial, debatable topic, which is Gurgaon real estate. And sir, 10 years back, nobody was speaking about Gurgaon. But today, everybody is speaking about Gurgaon, both in good ways and in bad ways. And because my friend Ansh Mehra belongs from Gurgaon, I was reading some stat and it blew my mind. In 2014, DLF Camellias launched. And they launched at 22,500 rupees per square feet, which back then was outrageous. But today, that has become the new normal of Gurgaon, because today, these prices, the same deal of Camellias, is selling at 85,000 to 1.2 lakh rupees per square feet. I thought this was outrageous. But then I read something else. A single penthouse in Gurgaon sold for 190 crore rupees. And then DLF Dahlias launched, and they sold 11,800 crores worth of properties in 9 weeks. उसके बाद my teammate told me that Trump Tower got sold out within a day. तो सर इतने जल्दी तो टमाटर नहीं बिकते हैं जितनी जल्दी ये 100 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टीज बेच रहे हैं. I thought Gurgaon is the next gold mine. And that's what everybody else also thought in my circle. And then I saw your video, which has now turned into a raging debate on Twitter, that Gurgaon is not a gold mine, Gurgaon is a landmine. So we realized something is wrong with Gurgaon. And in today's podcast, I just want to uncover this and answer 3 very important questions. Number 1, What exactly is the story of Gurgaon and how did it become such a gold mine for real estate investors? Number two, what exactly is wrong with Gurgaon now? And third and most importantly, if there is somebody who wants to invest in Gurgaon or owns a property in Gurgaon, what should be their approach to protect themselves from the market forces? That's the agenda for today's podcast, sir. Shall we get started?
Yes, let's go.
So let's start with the story of Gurgaon. How did Gurgaon become such a gold mine for real estate investors?
So Ganesh, Gurgaon's rise is actually driven by two factors. The big factor is DLF, a company which had done some business and operations in Delhi. They in a way laid the foundation for Gurgaon to become what it is today. But the interesting thing is that DLF did not come here by choice. They were forced to look for a new alternative. If you look at the locations of Delhi, the prime locations of Delhi, from Greater Kailash, Hauz Khas, DLF is the one that built those colonies. Then in the late 50s, the Delhi government passed a rule which effectively banned real estate development by private builders. So then DLF thought, what do? We can't do anything over here. We have to look out for newer alternatives. They eventually landed up on a location which was not too far from Delhi. Okay. Right now, Delhi and Gurgaon seem next to each other. But that time, Gurgaon and Delhi were quite far apart. And he imagined a thought that actually could have laid the foundation for a city that could be better than Delhi. He painstakingly went about acquiring land, talking to farmers all across the place. Keep in mind that KP Singh, the man in a way who made DLF and Gurgaon the way it is today, he was in London earlier. Okay, he came back over here. DLF was founded by his father-in-law. So he's not the founder of DLF. The founder of DLF was his father-in-law. His father-in-law gave him the reins. By the 1970s, things were getting very tough. Delhi said they were chucked out. Where do they go? Their entire process was becoming very tough. They got an offer to sell the entire promoter stake in DLF for 26 lakh rupees. There was that temptation. Sell out, sell out, sell out. The family also said, it's a good deal, get out. He stuck to it. He said, no, we can maybe do something on it. Today, that promoter stake of 26 lakh rupees is worth 1.5 lakh crore.
Wow.
1975 to 2025. That's the 50-year journey in a way. Now, while he didn't sell, the rise of Gurgaon owes its journey to a legend where a car breaks down.
Okay.
The car breaking down happened sometime in 1980. Rajiv Gandhi is in that car. He is going from point A to point B. The car breaks down at a location very close to where KP Singh at that moment is talking to some farmers. When the car is broken down, Rajiv Gandhi is looking around. He strikes a conversation with KP Singh. KP Singh tells him, there is this very big opportunity that can be done over here. Give us a chance. That time, keep in mind, Rajiv Gandhi was not Prime Minister. Rajiv Gandhi tells him, okay, you come to my office, we'll discuss and we'll see what can be done. They met. After that also, when they went to the authorities in the region, there was not too much support. But Rajiv Gandhi pushes it down ki you have to help. This is a good plan. It can be done. In 1981, DLF gets its first tranche of 40 acres to develop. And that 40 acres is what sets the stage for Gurgaon to become what it is today.
Okay.
They developed residential, they catered to investors, got in companies. One of the key companies that they got in over there was General Electric.
So what do you mean by develop these 40 acres?
So basically I can then, okay, unlike today though when I have land, it's a very easy mandate. I want development rights to construct a building. That time it is more like selling plots. And on that plot you can develop as a buyer. Okay. The key thing in all these regions now, Ganesh, is that one is you selling. what really makes a city are two things. Can you work there? And if you can work there, can an end user come and live there? Okay. Cities, home prices can rise because of investors, but cities are built by end users.
Okay. What do you mean by end users?
End user people like Ganesh and Vishal ki I want to stay in Gurgaon. Otherwise, think of it like how Navi Mumbai was about say 20 years back. Navi Mumbai was in a way what they call a dormitory. I go and sleep there, but all my work is in Mumbai. For a city to come together, it needs homes, it needs offices, it needs schools, it needs parks. So then you have a reason to come and live there.
Got it.
So the key scoops over there are getting offices there. Okay. Doing construction that is of top quality even at that time. Giving a feel that this can be a very prominent city in the future.
Got it.
Keep in mind that time Delhi was also not, it's not as beautiful as it is today. A lot of work has happened because of Commonwealth Games, but besides the best areas of Delhi, a lot of illegal colonies had come up in Delhi, okay, at that time, because they banned real estate development by private builders. So what it inevitably rise to what? The guy who sees an empty land, I will give you this place, slum dwellers come, it gets encroached. So he gave a good alternative for people to come over there.
Got it.
It's, I think, really big moment. If you ask me, came in after 2000. We saw this boom of IT. There were not too many cities that time in Mumbai as they are. In a way, Bangalore, Gurgaon, Hyderabad, all of them have come one after the other.
Yeah.
So pehle to Mumbai hi tha basically.
Correct.
So that became a good alternative for offices to come. Homes were already there. You built this environment where you have wide roads. It became an option. Today also it's living on that foundation.
So DLF came and turned these 40 acres into a workable, livable piece of land. And because of that, when investors were searching for an alternative, as an alternative to Mumbai, they found Gurgaon.
As an alternative to, it's okay. The first 40 acres I get, who do I sell it to? Koi Delhi wala hai, somebody around, mere paas paise hai. I have money. You want to take this plot? Take the plot. You cut it into smaller pieces, right? The model is simple. I buy it in acres and I sell it in square meters or yards.
Yeah.
Just in Mumbai, a guy will buy in acres but sell apartments in square feet, right? Similar model there. I sell it in small tranches because that's the easy way to raise money. I will sell it to Ganesh and Vishal. They buy it. It gives me money to invest further and I can build something more in terms of buildings, offices, etc.
Got it.
So that's how the journey is. 40 acres has led today to a city where they're like, in a way, 6 big micro markets. And like you give the example, 190 crores. That is at their prime golf course road. In a way, the Malabar Hill of Gurgaon, the most expensive region.
So what happened after that, sir? After those 40 acres happened, after the IT boom happened, what happened to Gurgaon? How did it suddenly become such a talked about, sought after real estate market?
So, Ganesh, if you look at the history, most of these companies, there was this big BPO boom.
Okay.
Where call center boom, etc., which happened around the 2000s. Everybody put up their centers over there. All the IT companies. The moment that happens, you start creating an environment where there are big swanky offices, the homes are there, buildings are being built. Even at that time, that culture of, I won't say skyscrapers, but tall buildings came up in Gurgaon. If you see the initial phases that are there, after plotted developments, I've sold it to Ganesh, we built small homes. Okay? But then I go into towers. From those towers, people stay over there or the investors there and you're renting it and you have offices right around. So that mix of office as well as homes is the starting point for any city. No city can grow if you have only homes. No city can grow only if you have offices.
Yeah.
You have to create that mix for somebody to come and say, I can live here, my wife can live here, my kids can stay here. So you need all in one, and the trade-off often in real estate is that you have to decide which one comes first.
It's like a cold start problem.
You have to decide ki first I build infrastructure or then I build housing. Or the other way around. India, unfortunately, it's always the other way around.
Correct.
First we build homes, then infrastructure comes to support it.
Correct.
Worldwide in developed market, it's the other way around. Gurgaon that way was an exception because of the way it was planned. Okay. And in that also, you have to give credit to how a private company did it on such a scale, wide roads to ensure that you are planning 50 years ahead. Then from the boom of 2000s, it got in a way challenged by the scenario of the 2010 to 2020, which was a tough phase for most of real estate, but it was the most tough for NCR.
What happened between that period, sir?
So you had a flurry of stall projects. Okay. The thing with NCR is, and by NCR is National Capital Region, which includes locations like Delhi, Gurgaon, Faridabad, etc. Is that North India, people love land. Okay. They have that thing ki, I want to have my property. Okay. And in that quest for property, it moves between boom to bust. There is always that speculative desire to come and push the prices up, make it go up. You are shown fancy brochures. This location will become Singapore. This will become Dubai. This will become Hong Kong, whatnot. Which somebody sitting in Mumbai or Pune will never appreciate because we are a lot more rational when it comes to real estate. We have other alternatives. We think of it, I can put it in stocks and mutual funds. Wahan pe your first thing, zameen honi chahiye, property honi chahiye. And in that, and whole ecosystem looks to channelize that. In that, people overbid. They overpromise. And when it is not met, it cracks. Okay. Now, in Gurgaon and Noida, in fact, Gurgaon and Noida is part of UP, but now it's got its own, in a way, independent identity, right? Just to tell you the culture, in a way, of NCR. Okay? The most number of stall projects in India are in Noida.
Okay.
Now, why is that? Because you make land acquisition very easy. The rule is simple. If you want land, government acquires from the farmer. If you're a builder, I'll give you land at a small down payment of just 10%.
Just 10%. Or Baki?
Baki, you pay it in tranches over a decade or more.
Okay.
So your initial outflow is very little. So you get greedy. If I'm doing a 100 crore project with 10 crore in my pocket. Many things have to fall together to make it successful. And even the 10 crores that I put over here, the normal model will be what? I'll buy land. I'll put 10 crores. The land comes to me. Then I will search for buyers like Ganesh and Vishal. Ganesh and Vishal will buy. It's an under construction project. They'll give me money. I will construct with that. In an environment where things are always booming, the Ganesh and Vishal ka money gets invested not in the building, but in acquiring land somewhere else. Arey, wahan pe to acha area hai. It's growing. Buy land over there. And inevitably, that money has gone into so many corners that your building never gets complete. So Gurgaon, fortunately, to a large extent, was much better than Noida, which did not have this culture of pay 10%, get the land. You buy your land or you do joint ventures, joint developments with a landowner and get it done. But the market slowed down because of over exuberance and too much supply. Okay. Now, in fact, Ganesh, we are seeing a repeat of that phase.
In Gurgaon?
In Gurgaon.
Okay.
I think things go in a circle only. What's the situation now? You have a situation where after COVID, by the way, since you started with the example of DLF Camellias, it started in 2014. It had a very tough time till 2020 to sell. Okay. This push in Gurgaon, if you ask me, Gurgaon rates have been driven to a large extent by one project. That is DLF Camellias.
Okay.
Because it's an exceptional product. Okay. If you ask me which is the best project in India today, it is DLF Camellias.
Why, sir?
See, it's a project which I feel has been done to establish legacy. Huge project, lots of amenities. Everything over there is designed to dazzle. Okay, right from the apartment sizes to the view of the golf course, to the Aravalis, to every amenity. Like, just to give an example, I was there a few months back where you have amenities like, say, a boxing ring. Okay, you have a Turkish bath. You have Things like if you want to have a party at home, there's a chef on call
Chef on call.
in your premises. You have luxury brands who have outlets over there who have no outlets anywhere else in India.
Like,
So there's one your Italian brand I'd seen there. They have, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's a 140-year-old legacy. They have, I think, 24 stores in the whole world. The only one was in Gurgaon,
in DLF Camellias.
inside DLF Camellias. Okay, so they think that my audience is a small pool. Let me have it here only. So what happens when one product becomes super successful now? The benchmark of that city changes. Suddenly people start saying, okay, agar iska rate is 50,000 rupees per square feet, theek hai, mine is a slightly inferior product, theek hai, discounted by 25%. So 50 becomes whatever, 35, 40,000. Uske niche wala says, it's 35,000 rupees. So mine is slightly inferior to mera 30. Then the next one says 25. Once a benchmark price changes, all prices alongside change, both on the upside and downside.
I do not understand this. Can you help me with an example, sir?
So, like, see, we are sitting in Mumbai today. If we say that Bandra ka rate is 60,000 rupees per square feet. Now we are sitting in Andheri West. The market will form its own opinion ki broadly at a market level, Andheri West is like 25% inferior than Bandra. So its rate for the market should be 60,000 minus 25%. But the benchmark is Bandra.
Got it.
Now the guy who's in Borivali will look at Andheri West and say, okay, Andheri West is 40,000 per square feet. I am at a slight discount to Andheri West, so I should be 30. So when that one rate changes, it leads to a cascade impact both on the upside and downside. I mean, now if Camellia goes down, all prices of Gurgaon will adjust accordingly. So Gurgaon's rise in a way is because of that one project, if you ask me. What's happened is that since 21, we had the post-COVID boom where a lot of money was made in the stock market. There was a startup boom. The government announced a capital gains benefit for people buying a home.
Okay. What was that announcement?
Basically, you can, after a period goes away, any amount above 10 crores will be taxed. So here you invest how much ever money you want, you get tax benefit. So people bought these luxury homes for 100 crore, 200 crore, 300 crore. Okay. That triggered a wave of guys who exited their investments in their startups or in the stock market and they invested in property. That was the super peak period for luxury home buying.
तो कितना भी आप इन्वेस्ट करो आपको टैक्स नहीं लगेगा.
No.
Was that it?
Suppose you have a 500 crore ka profit on your selling your stocks. I can reinvest the entire thing if without any tax liability if I'm investing in property.
So zero tax.
Zero tax.
Okay.
So my thing is simple. Up to 10 crore. Now if you do up to 10 crore, kya benefit hai? That time you're getting benefit of 200, 300 crore, you can avail it. So people are doing these large property deals. That was the peak period for luxury real estate all across India.
So this was which year, sir?
This was 22.
22. Okay.
So the March quarter of it ended. That in a way gave a spunk to the market.
Now what is the rule like?
Now 10 crores.
So
basically,
if you invest up to 10 crores, no tax.
Capital gains benefit ka limit is only up to 10 crore. In Mumbai, we had a project called Lodha Malabar that also gained from that same trait. Everybody was buying 200, 300 crore homes just to avail of that capital gains benefit, which was going to expire. Then we go back to the NCR culture of buying property. You created this, in a way, I won't say bubble then in 22, because 22 was still to a large degree fundamental, where people got back their desire to take bets on real estate. Okay. Now, I don't know if you have seen that video of a sales gallery being full, okay, in Gurgaon, and people jumping to buy homes. It's a property, sales gallery is full of people, okay. You think there is too much demand. Everybody jumping to buy homes. And you create this,
Perception.
This FOMO in a way, right? And that continued for over a year and a half. Every property over there had a sales gallery that was full. Okay. Now, I'll basically come to how much of it was probably true and how much was not later. But people were taking very big bets on buying property. Okay. You gave the example of homes of 10,000 crore being sold in one day. Now see, these homes are not sold in one day.
Okay.
What happens is, for the preceding 3 to 4 months, brokers are activating their consumers, their clients, by saying कि boss ये launch आने वाला है. This is the expected price. You put in a check and you can get an allotment.
Okay.
Now you'll say, what's the big deal in allotment? Mumbai, Bangalore, there's no allotment, na boss. If I want a house, I take a house, right? It's not like I'm buying an IPO share where it's oversubscribed 10 times and मेरे को allotment मिलेगा का नहीं.
Correct.
But that is the way NCR market works. Okay. Now, why is that important? That sales gallery. NCR worked a lot because of this sales gallery. Because you create this environment where people believe there is so much demand that price will keep rising. And a developer incentivizes you. Okay. Now, developers love end users in Mumbai, right? They will tell if you're a end investor, investor के लिए product नहीं है. In Gurgaon, it's the other way around. If Mumbai is 90% end user, Gurgaon is 90% trader/investor.
Sir, can you explain this with an example?
Okay. So, end user will be Ganesh and Vishal. We are buying a home on launch क्योंकि मुझे घर पे रहना है. Okay. Now, the house will get complete after 4 to 5 years. We buy it at launch. When the house gets complete, we move in. Simple, straightforward, uncomplicated transaction. The builder sells it to Ganesh and Vishal at launch, possession. One deal done between builder and buyer.
Correct.
In Gurgaon, it's the other way around. The same house is sold 3 times by the time it reaches possession.
3 times?
Now, it's not because of some scam that the same property is being sold. But it's the same property, but it's not a scam. First, the builder sells it to a trader.
A trader. Okay. Not an agent, but a trader.
Now, the trader is sometimes the agent and broker.
Okay. ठीक है.
So, builder sells it to a trader. Trader sells it to investor. Investor sells it to end user. Same property. Now, I'll tell you the defining features of each one. In Gurgaon, an end user does not really believe most builders. So, he says, boss, I will buy closer to completion.
Okay. Sir, 1 second. Why doesn't the end user trust the builder?
Because NCR has gone through this phase where many home buyers have been trapped and they've been scarred. Many buildings have been stuck. Money's got lost. If you remember all these cases, Amrapali, IREO, these were big projects. Unitech. They were giants once upon a time. And the projects just went down the drain.
Because of this capital locking that you spoke about initially.
Because they took on more than they bit more than they could chew. And one thing is having sales. The more important thing is having cash flows.
Correct.
Now, you can keep showing sales. But if sales के बाद वो पैसा नहीं आ रहा, I don't have money to construct. Okay. Now, because of that phase, there is that resistance to trusting builders in Gurgaon. The one big builder who's trusted to a large extent is DLF. There is blind faith. Okay. And blind faith to a degree that people like you and me will never appreciate. Like he can pull out a brochure and not mention where the clubhouse is, where amenities will be, but people will still buy.
Oh, wow.
So it's got that sort of a following. Okay. But others don't. So because the end user does not trust, the game in Gurgaon works to satisfy the investor and trader.
Okay.
Now for that, a very key thing has to happen. Home prices have to keep rising. For an end user, I buy today and if it's the same price at the time of possession, it doesn't matter. We are buying it for end use. For a trader, investor, it matters a lot. I'll tell you why. A trader is the one who gives the initial fillip to the price. Okay.
Initial what?
Initial fillip to a price. Example, a value of a home is 15,000 rupees per square feet.
Okay.
I am offloading 1,000 apartments into the market. End user to hai nahi. Now, how do I get sales for 1,000? Okay. Gurgaon real estate works with 2 goals. One is that at launch, the project should be sold out on day 1. That is the goal.
Day one.
Day one.
Entire project.
Entire project.
1,000 apartments.
1,000 apartments. वो goal है. That's a goal. Okay. That's an ambition. And it's a very important ambition. And I'll tell you why. Because the medium term goal is that home prices must keep rising. Okay. End user is out of the picture. So I have to get a trader and an investor. The investor too has limited capital, right? Now you can't, 10,000 crore worth of homes can't get sold every week. इतना पैसा ही नहीं है ना. For that, you bring in the trader. Now the trader does not have money. But he has risk appetite, guts, and an ability to be very optimistic in life. A 5 crore home is there. Now, Ganesh is an investor with 5 crore rupees. You will buy one home of 5 crores, topic close.
Correct.
I am not an investor. I am a trader with 5 crore rupees. Builder will come and tell me, I'm giving you 3 incentives. You just pay me 1 crore now per apartment. You don't pay me anything for the next 2 years.
Okay.
And third thing, you can sell the same unit whenever you want.
Okay.
So with your 5 crores, you will buy one apartment. With my 5 crores, I will put 1 crore per apartment and buy 5 apartments. There will be many people like me who are traders who will buy 5 apartments. Not buy, book. You are a buyer, I am a booker in a way. People like me, there are 50 of them, 250 apartments are booked. And now I can suddenly say, I'm sold out. Now, how much of it is true is debatable, because many of these apartments or projects which show that they are sold out now, they're available to be sold even after that. So is it a scam? I don't know. Is it deception? Absolutely. Okay. Because the moment I say a project is sold out, I create this hype, the headlines. 10,000 crore worth apartments, 5,000 crore, 2,000 crore apartments sold on day one. Then outsider will say, "Arey boss, this project ka to bahut demand hai." That 5 crore home, people will say, "Boss, abhi rate is 6 crores."
Because everybody's booked it.
Now the person outside, who it depends whether he believes in the hype or not. Some have believed it, they have bought it. The trader has made a huge amount of money. Remember, he put 1 crore per apartment. If that 5 crores becomes 6 crores, he'll make 1 crore per apartment. So return on investment of 100%. And that can be in as less a period as 1 year. Nowhere else will you get that. Nowhere else, right? But the game is that if prices don't rise, okay, that 5 crores does not become 6 crores, or 5 crore remains 5 crores, then you're at least okay. I took it at 5 crores worth, I'm selling it at 5 crores. The trader says, okay, theek hai, I took a bet, it didn't pay off. The moment 5 crores becomes less than 5 crores is when the cookie starts crumbling. Okay. Now that will crumble under 2 circumstances. Remember, the builder told you pay 1 crore down payment now, and he said for 2 years no payment. The traders relaxed for 1 year. Kuch nahi dena na, let it be. I'll start looking at it 6 months from now. He starts looking. There's no buyer coming. The buyer is saying, boss, like you, there's so many others who are looking to sell. He goes and talks to each one. What is your quote? What is your quote? What is your quote? What is your quote? Okay? If he finds a buyer at 5 crores, he's very lucky. That's his medium case scenario. Best case scenario, he sold at a profit and got out. Worst case scenario is he can't sell. There's no buyer only. Then the installment payment time comes. Builder says, take out the money.
2 years later.
2 years later. Between 1 to 2 years is a typical range. At that time, he says, I don't have the money. At first, the builder will say, boss, but we had a deal. He says, okay, but we'll restructure the deal because you are so important. You are the one who gave me the hype in the project, which allowed me to raise prices for my subsequent launch that I was doing. We'll realign it to a certain degree. It works if there are 1 or 2 cases. But if there are more cases, a lot of people start doing that, then the builder can't restructure for everybody.
Correct.
If he restructures it for everybody, that means there's no cash coming to him only.
Correct.
How will he construct? The project will get construction will slow and it'll get stalled. That's your, in a way, worst case scenario for the project. The problem with this model is now you get very high returns, but there's very high risk and there is needless risk. There was no reason to have this price jump of 30, 40, 50%, right? I think Gurgaon ka problem is, they have this obsession. Let's have home prices equal to Mumbai.
Okay.
Now, why it is there, I don't know. Okay. You want to raise your prices to satisfy the trader and investor, it's okay. Today,
This is the obsession of the builders?
obsession of the builders to a large extent, and traders, investors are partners in that activity.
Because they benefit from it.
They are the ones who, builder is the king. They are all acting on his behalf. The trader will say, I'll raise the price, I'll give it to the investor. Investor will give it to the end user. Now, think of it this way, Ganesh. We are today in Mumbai, where average home prices are about 33,000 rupees per square feet. Okay? Let's assume 30,000 rupees per square feet for simplification. Gurgaon has already reached 25,000 rupees per square feet. For a city which has ample land, ample empty land at the early stages of development. If Mumbai is at 5 stage of development, this is at 2. They just begun their journey, right? It's like 40 years, 35 years of development in a way, right? If you look at practical purposes.
Yeah.
Ignore the first decade of the 1980s. 1990s, 2000, where it really begun. Now, why it is there, this desire, home prices should be equal to Mumbai. So, in one way, they have learned the worst lessons from Mumbai. Mumbai suffered a lot by having home prices and it hurt affordability for homeowners, for tenants, for offices. Which is why, what are the new business districts we have got in Mumbai? Nothing really. There was one Nariman Point, fort at the start.
Yeah.
There was BKC. We are landlocked. We have sea from almost all sides. No? Gurgaon does not have the limitation.
Correct. It can expand.
It can expand. Their idea should have been to attract migration. Mumbai's population is 1.5 crore. Theirs is 1/5, about 25 lakhs. Okay. Your idea should have been let migration happen, let people start coming, living, make it a city. Now, if you look at it, Gurgaon's real habitation, prime habitation is Golf Course Road. There are other neighborhoods that are coming up, which are like, if you were to break it down, there is one Golf Course Road, the other is Golf Course Extension, which is coming up now. There is Dwarka Expressway, which is very raw. There is SPR, Southern Peripheral Road, which is also very raw. There's New Gurgaon.
What do you mean by very raw, sir?
So when you go there, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
So there's nothing around you. There is no social infrastructure, there's no office, there's no commercial, just a bunch of buildings coming through.
And a lot of hype.
And a lot of hype. A lot of hype. So to give you an example, DLF's project in Southern Peripheral Road, okay, which they launched, came at 42,000 rupees per square feet.
Okay.
That is almost equal to a super tall building in Lower Parel in Mumbai. Think of it this way. Middle of nowhere location, a lot of potential, admittedly, okay. At launch, rate of 42,000 per square feet. Mumbai, super tall building, great views, ready, 50,000 rupees per square feet. Okay. Now, there's obviously some mismatch. You have to assume that this potential will get fully realized without any margin for error. Or the investor will not make money.
But sir, the one is potential. The other is value, no? In Mumbai, it is value. But in Gurgaon, it is speculation. That the reason why I would put 42,000 rupees per square feet over there is because I believe that this place will develop enough to earn that value. Whereas in Mumbai, that is earned value already. With a bit of speculation, of course, because people are investing. But in one place, there is earned value. And in the other place, there is speculated value. Is that correct? Am I getting it right?
Very good point. I think just the way you said it, In Mumbai, this is value. In Gurgaon, it is price. I'm buying it with the hope that this will become 60,000 rupees per square feet.
Yeah.
And where do I get that belief? Remember that project Camellias we spoke about? Okay. If Camellias is 90,000 per square feet, I create a similar environment over here. ठीक है, उसको discount करते करते, this should be its value.
Benchmarking.
Benchmark. The benchmark matters the most. In Mumbai, if you try it, it'll never happen.
Why, sir?
Because, see, Mumbai is a very mature market. Okay. And then I must concede one thing, that while I don't live in Gurgaon, I travel often. I have a lot of family. In fact, my family has bigger real estate exposure in Gurgaon than Mumbai. Okay. So, here the behavior of a developer is very sophisticated. And I've started respecting Mumbai developers a lot more after my trip to NCR.
Okay.
Because in Mumbai, I don't think you will see too much instability. In Gurgaon, it is designed to create instability.
Because of these traders and investors.
Because see, big money is always made, Ganesh, when there is chaos. And sometimes there is chaos by chance. Gurgaon is a case study where there is artificial chaos created to benefit from it.
Chaos by design.
Chaos by design, yes. You don't need to have created these incentives where every project is declared sell out on day one. What's the point of it being sold out if you may have a cash flow issue later on?
Got it. So what are the stats which state this speculative problem in Gurgaon? Do you have some stats to back it up?
So these stats are very difficult to say, and I'll tell you why, Ganesh. Unlike Mumbai, where when you book a property, you pay 10%, you go and register with the government. In Gurgaon, registration happens at the time of possession.
Okay.
So, remember that thing I told you, that between launch and possession, it goes to three sorts of transactions. There is a builder selling to trader, the trader selling to investor, the investor selling to end user. That end user at possession is when it gets registered. So what he has sold over here, okay, you will never know.
Doesn't get registered with the government. So there is no stat.
There's no stat. So you can claim any number.
Which means it's a recipe for a bubble then.
It is a bubble. It's a recipe for a bubble which is now created.
Got it.
So here, I don't think we can create a bubble simply because I think Mumbai builders have learned in the last decade that play within your limits. The moment things get tight, be nimble, get your way out. Because they've also learned that brand and delivery record pays a very high premium. If I say now I'm going to deliver, it'll get a premium.
Like Lodha.
Like Lodha, like Oberoi. I'll give you a product which you'll like. In fact, in many markets of India, if you buy at launch, they'll tell you can't sell till possession. So it's the opposite of Gurgaon. Builder will tell you're buying it, you cannot sell it till possession. In Gurgaon, they give you that as an incentive. We are launching on 1st May at price of 15,000 rupees per square feet. 15th May, we will raise the price to 18,000 per square feet. 30th May, the price will become 22,000 per square feet. That is the pitch to a trader. Then you say, boss, 15,000 aaj lunga. 15 days later, it becomes 18,000. Let me take it now. Now the deal will be, after it is sold to the trader, in the open market, he'll say 18,000 per square feet. But the broker will come and say, I bought a 15,000 per square feet. He'll tell to the second user, I can sell it for 17,000 per square feet. That guy will say, okay, iska 18,000 hai. Builder is selling at 18,000. You are selling at 17,000. I'll buy it at 17,000 rupees from that trader. So it's like a broker / underwriter / trader.
So now that you mentioned traders, what I can also imagine, and you can just correct me if I'm wrong, that let's say there are 100 units. 10 traders come together and they buy 10 units each. They don't buy, they book 10 units each. Now these 10 traders, because they know who the other 9 are, they can actually collaborate together to then set the price for that property, right? Does that happen in Gurgaon?
So each one tries to do it. Eventually it has to be offloaded to somebody else. So one is you say that we will not change the price. But in a market which is so much on the edge, where everybody is playing for right themselves, beyond a point you can't hold on. You will say, no, we have established a price of 20,000 per square feet. But in the side, they'll close the deal at 18,000 per square feet. Because I have so much stock. I don't want to be stuck. The broker's investor will say, it's okay. I don't want 20,000 per square feet. I'm getting 10% premium in 3 months. I'm okay to offload. So there is an opportunity for a cartel being formed. But at the end, see, narratives help in creating cities. But fake narratives help in destroying a city also. Okay. Now, I think there was a good narrative about Gurgaon for long. Okay. They have blown it up again. You had everything working for them. There was a lot of demand from people who were renting in Gurgaon to buy a home. There was a lot of demand from NRIs. There was a lot of demand from Delhi to move to Gurgaon.
Yeah.
People said, why do I want to stay in an old building or a kothi? I will sell that and move to a condo with amenities community. Now the price gap, which until recently used to be like 1:3. One property over in Delhi can get me 3 over at 3 in Gurgaon. It's come like this. When you want people to migrate, you need a wide gap to incentivize.
Correct.
You have closed that gap. Now migration will slow down. Now once migration slows down, who's going to be the buyer? Real estate, the common language is real estate is location, location, location. You take it one level higher, no? It is real estate is migration, migration, migration. Jahan pe bhi there will be migration, prices should rise.
Correct.
Because more people are coming in. They will have to buy something. Gurgaon has given an opportunity to other places to grow. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. If your rents are similar, Gurgaon and Bangalore, similar rents, okay? Your home prices cannot be 30% higher. Either one is overvalued or Bangalore is undervalued. Now, I would like to believe, given the habits in Gurgaon, that most likely it is this one being overvalued.
Gurgaon is overvalued. Okay.
Because see, Bangalore cannot be undervalued for a simple reason, because they try to tame speculation. Most of the top builders tell you that you're buying now, you can't sell till possession. So speculative activity is reduced anyway. So you have to bet on the fact that speculation is happening in the other market, which we know is happening there.
Got it. Sir, if these prices go so high, what are the consequences? What will happen?
See, at a city level, I think we might see the beginning of a large number of slums come up in Gurgaon. Because when there's migration happening, people start to live. They need support staff. For the support staff, there is no provision of affordable housing. It becomes so expensive. There will be a case for many land parcels which are, not being looked after to be encroached. So like Mumbai has half the population by slums because Mumbai had no affordable housing. So where do I stay? Somebody came and said, boss, ye zameen hai, you stay over here, you service this location. I think we might see the rise of Gurgaon as a place which will become a hotbed for slums given the price increase that is there. Now, affordable housing as a concept is more or less eliminated in Gurgaon at this point of time. It will autocorrect. I'm not denying that. It will autocorrect. But will it autocorrect to the degree where you can ensure that slums mushrooming will not happen? I highly doubt. Because once land becomes so expensive now, any land that is not monitored, there will be enough incentive to encroach on it, wherein the person who encroaches it can get something out of it. So Mumbai had a lot of land which got encroached. Either it got redeveloped or for removing it, there was a payment to be made.
Correct.
I think Gurgaon will see that. It's a matter of time.
Got it. Understood. So where do these investors come into the picture? Because there is builder, trader, investor, and then the end user, right? So we've understood what do traders do. What are the traits of an investor? And how does the investor contribute to the chaos in Gurgaon?
Investor comes in, let's look at it. 15,000 is the price that the builder says, I'm selling to the trader. He says after 1 month, the price will become 20,000 per square feet. He is announced a full sellout. पूरा वीडियो आ गया है, सेल्स गैलरी पूरा फुल है. He'll ask everybody, अरे खड़े हो यहाँ पे, I want it full. And there'll be surprisingly only men there. Okay? There are no families. There are only brokers there. It'll give you that feeling ki boss, it's completely full. It'll be leaked to enough people that it will hit social media. Okay? People are saying, wow, what a grand success it is.
Yeah.
Now prices should rise. There's so much demand. The trader who's bought it at 15,000 rupees per square feet, he will look to exit quickly. The builder has said, now my price is 20,000 per square feet. Investor who's looking out will say, okay, trader say, I'll buy it from you at 18,000 per square feet. But I have money. I can write out the entire chain of activity.
What do you mean by that?
Till the possession, I will not sell now. So one is a trader who has weak hands. Paisa nahi hai, but he's taking a call on it. The trader sells it to the investor who has money. He will last out the entire spectrum. Then last comes end user. Trader's job is just to create hype and fake exuberance. He doesn't have the money. He's an artist. He's a performer. He's an actor. But an actor who can help inflate the price of a project. Investor is the guy who actually has the money. End user is the guy who wants to live there. Okay. You know, I had a very interesting case when I had gone to Gurgaon a few months back. I went to one project. Sales gallery was there. I walked in. He says, sir, we are sold out. So in my mind, I was like, if you're sold out, why do you have a sales gallery? Said, but you know, if you want an apartment, I can connect you to a broker. And you can take it from him. Our price is 35,000 rupees per square feet. The builder's price. So, but if I connect you to a broker, you can negotiate with him. I asked him, how much will it be? He said 29,000 rupees. Then when I interacted, the price was 24,000 rupees per square feet. So builder's price, 35,000 rupees per square feet. He mentions the broker's price is 29,000 rupees per square feet. The broker's actual price to sell is 24,000. That is a wide gap, 35 to 24,000.
For real estate?
For real estate. It's like going to Fashion Street and buying your clothes, na? In Mumbai. You're buying, oh, arey nahi, mera 150 nahi hai, it's, madam, aaja, it's 80 rupees ka shorts. Now, why does somebody need to do that? He has to claim I'm sold out for confidence.
Correct.
He may have sold to the broker at 20,000 per square feet. So even at 24,000 rupees per square feet, the broker is making money. But this entire cycle pay, one person gets stuck, it leads to a cascading impact. You know, there is a very interesting case of why these bubbles get formed. And the biggest real estate bubble, Ganesh, is not actually in India. Okay, it might be in some small town of India which nobody tracks, but for historical purpose, documented purposes, the biggest real estate bubble happened almost 200 years ago in Chicago. Prices of land in Chicago went up 400 times in 6 years.
400 times, not 400%.
400 times. Between 1830 to 1836.
Okay.
That time, the game changer, in a way. Like today we say, na, airport aa raha hai. That time the thing was, yahan pe canal aa raha hai. That time water transport was the key mode of transport.
Yeah.
Rail was not there. So around Chicago, an opportunity was coming to build a canal. Everybody got excited. We'll do it. That time in the US, there was no income tax. Governments earned money by selling land. So they started selling land. The deal was pay 25% every year for 4 years.
Okay.
25% now, 25% second year, 25% third year, 25% fourth year. Now most buyers did not have more money than 25%.
So traders.
The only thing was that the government said, we'll give you this land if you take this payment scheme at an interest rate of 8% per annum. When prices are going up 8% per day, 8% per annum looks, I'll do it. And everybody started doing that. It continued from 1830 to 1836. Then finally it cracked because the banks were tightened, the loans were not happening. Prices went down 90%.
90%.
But what created it? One, a futuristic dream. Two, a payment plan. Third, the wrong incentives.
All of which are happening in Gurgaon right now.
I'm not saying that it will go like that Gurgaon, the Gurgaon bubble is like the Chicago bubble. That's of a different magnitude. But I'm saying the template is that.
Futuristic dream,
Futuristic dream,
payment plan.
wrong
Wrong
and
incentives.
wrong incentives.
Has this ever happened before in India, sir?
No.
No.
Means this sort of activity. No, see, we have different type of things like just look at it. We have airports coming across in most parts of India.
Correct.
For some weird reason, people get very excited with saying airport is coming. So home prices should rise. I don't know. Do you want to stay next to an airport?
Yeah, sir.
You like to stay in an airport? Okay. For most people that I know, they don't want to stay next to an airport because the noise, the pollution, which is why areas close to the airport across the world, they think ki, I'll stay a bit away. I don't want to be so close to the airport.
बिकॉज सर यहाँ पे दिखाता है मैप पे 30 मिनट्स जाते जाते 1 घंटा हो जाता है फ्लाइट मिस हो जाता है इट्स अ बिग प्रॉब्लम
So for you and people who take a flight often, it works because you need to travel all the time.
या दैट इज द ओनली रीजन व्हाई आई वुड स्टे क्लोज टू द एयरपोर्ट
Most people don't have jobs which require them to travel all the time.
करेक्ट
You have your home, you have your office. So in that regard, airport should it drive activities as much? No. Airport drives activity in a different way. All the activities of the airport, the ecosystem, the guys who are say pilots, the cargo handlers, the employees over there, the logistics, they come up there. A commercial hub comes up there. Homes typically will not be that much in abundance like commercial will.
ओके
Okay. You will see hotels. People come, they go to the hotel, they go to their centers they need to go, and they fly back out.
करेक्ट
Now, in India, home prices in many cities have risen just because of the airport coming.
Yeah.
And many airports have never come.
या लाइक द चाखन एयरपोर्ट
See, most of it is, I think, a real estate game. You create enough of a bubble and you ensure that enough people believe it.
why is there so much speculation around the lands around the airport? Because I remember in Pune, back then, the hype was around Chakhand Airport. And all my friends, all my rich friends had already bought lands over there. And they said, when this land will sell, I'll be a millionaire merely because of this land. They had that much confidence. But I never really understood why. What exactly is so special about an airport coming in a particular locality that it drives up prices so high?
See, part of it is fundamental, part of it is hype. The hype is more or less known. That the fundamental part is that it creates a new economic center.
New economic center. Okay.
An airport comes in, many things come with it, right? One is if you have an airport, then you'll have hotels, you'll have cargo handling, you'll have a full logistics hub coming in. For that, land is needed. So land prices should rise there. But it works if you are doing commercial activity. Residential ke liye, it doesn't quite work. I often feel that many home buyers sometimes they get so lured by the hype now that they don't take a step back and ask the question, okay, airport is coming, so what? You ask the question, so what now? Most times you'll say, it doesn't really make that big a difference to me. Homes ke liye. Okay? And especially there's too much supply. Like for Navi Mumbai. The story's been going on for many years.
Correct.
People have invested there and got completely rogered. Okay, prices have gone nowhere. There is a quoted price and there's a transacted price. Quoted price is to ensure that my current buyer feels happy. No, sir, rate is 15,000 per square feet. Okay. Transacted, you go to transacted, it will be 20% lower. So you are trying to, in a way, do shadow boxing. You have to tell one thing to your current owner and one thing to a prospective owner.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing is there even in most cities of India. Like Noida, mein there's Zevar Airport. Same hype over there. Land prices have gone through the roof.
Correct.
People believe the city will change. Again, the Chicago example.
But does the belief also result into reality? Because, sir, if enough people believe it, it is bound to happen, right? If everybody believes that, let's say, Noida is going to be a game changer, then enough developers will invest, enough schools will come up, enough hospitals will come up, and eventually that speculation could become reality, right?
Absolutely. That can become reality provided eventually there's an end user. Investor will help you get the property sold. Schools will come up when people know there are enough end users. Because there's no point having a school in buildings which are empty.
Correct.
Like in China, you have 60 odd what they call ghost cities.
Correct.
Now they are sold on speculation. But after a while you realize that in the entire complex, it's been occupied only 5%. Will somebody open a school there, hospital there? No.
Are there such dark buildings in Gurgaon, sir?
Not really. Not that I've seen in Gurgaon, because now Gurgaon, there are enough people who want to be there that the existing supply is absorbed. Also keep in mind 2010 to 2020, that tough period that I mentioned in Gurgaon, there was literally very few launches because the market was so tough. Even heavyweights like DLF, they had to compromise on prices. Okay. So no new supply. And now you're seeing a lot of migration which had come in the last 3 years. Where do they stay? At the same places. Now it's gone the other extreme. Because of so many launches, which have happened in 22, 23. Possession will happen probably in 28, 29. At that time, there'll be a big supply of apartments that will be delivered. At that time, there'll be two things will happen. One is, maybe if migration doesn't continue, rents will get suppressed. Okay. Because too many apartments are there for offer. Or the prices, if the guy is looking to sell, will come down.
Yeah.
This is assuming nothing happens in between now. The chances are in the next 1 year, there will be a sort of mini crisis because of these traders.
Sir, what's your thesis? Like, what do you think will happen to this bubble in the next 3 years? Because we've understood what exactly is the recipe of a bubble. Like you said, the dream of a future. Number 2, payment plan. And number 3, wrong incentives. All of these attributes exist in the Gurgaon market. Now, what do you expect? Like, if there's a perfect recipe for a bubble will be created. And like you said, bubble is now created. What's going to happen in the next 3 years? When do you think this bubble is going to burst? Like, I just want to know your thesis.
Okay. So, my thesis is that 2022, Gurgaon saw good demand. Prices rose. A lot of people who participated in that launch, they made money. Now 2023 end and 2024 is when many of these launches happened. Traders bought and they got a payment holiday for 1 year. Where in this year, 25 and 26, they will have to make that next installment payment. So in the next 12 months, you will have a scenario where a lot of traders who have bought will have to make the next installment payment. How many of them make it? How many of them don't make it? Now, for that, it's very tough to say that what percentage of the market are overall traders, okay? And how many are investors in the overall scheme of things. My sense is that traders would be about 70 to 75% of the market.
Okay. 70 to 75%
of the market.
Okay.
Okay. Now see, there are some players who don't entertain traders, like say a DLF. They launch, but they make such a big upfront amount and they give you such a payment plan that the trader has no holiday for 2 years. So they ensure that traders are more or less eliminated.
Got it. So you're saying that in DLF, there are no traders?
They would be traders, but they will not be the traders who are completely, who don't have resources at their disposal.
Got it. So if there are traders, they are cash-rich traders.
They are traders who can easily convert to investors if the scenario demands it. For many others, there are traders who can never become investors because they don't have the money.
Got it. Understood.
So, if there is 70% of them, of them being traders, and these traders start defaulting, that is where the cookie will start to crumble. Initially, I think there will be adjustments because it's in everyone's interest that the price does not crack. But unless there's this invisible amount of money that appears, which in real estate happens. Okay.
Happens? How?
Because there are sources of money which are not public but which are private, which can keep it funded. Okay. Now, those sources can come. Those are like the googlies. But...
Like, for example, sir, what do you mean by that?
So, See, in real estate, it is no secret that a lot of corruption money comes. That corruption money can flow into real estate again and keep it going. That trader who's stuck, he finds an alternative source to make the payment.
Got it.
Or the builder says, "ठीक है, you trader, you don't pay me. I will take money from ABC person and continue the construction."
So, and because the builder is also incentivized to cut off his loss, he will make sure that that offsetting happens. Got it. So that's the first possibility.
First one. Second possibility is, so see, I'll give you the best case scenario, worst case scenario. Best case scenario is that the trader, even if he's stuck, the builder and trader will find a compromise around it where they will restructure the payment plan. Okay, things go according to plan. They get pushed till possession. The medium case scenario is that some people default. Okay, and prices crack to a certain extent. Okay, now what extent it is, it can be pretty sharp. Okay, I don't know how much the number can be, but I'll not be surprised in the medium case scenario, prices go down 10 to 15%. Then is the worst case scenario, where too many traders are trapped, there are no buyers only. And the builder says, "I don't have money." At that time, prices will crack big. Okay. And by big, I think at that scenario, prices can crack 30%.
Got it.
So one is it gets restructured, one is maybe a 15% decline, is like a 30% decline.
So you mentioned 70%. Is there any data for you to say that, or do you just get this hunch from the market?
This is gut.
But why 70% particularly? Why not 50? Why not 90? Why 70% particularly? What are the observations that you made which support this claim?
See, when traders come in, I look at the type of projects that are there and their incentives. Okay. I look at how many developers offer a scheme called as first transfer free.
First transfer free.
Now, first transfer free means that Ganesh has bought a property from a builder and he can sell it to Vishal, and without a cost involved that is payable to the builder.
Sorry, sir. Can you say this again? It's called first transfer free.
First transfer free means the builder tells you the first transfer you make to anybody else, it is free. There is no charge that you have to give me.
So, otherwise, is there a transaction fee?
Yes, there is.
Everywhere in the country?
In most markets of India, until RERA came, there was a scenario wherein the builder used to tell you that if you want to sell, you have to give me a transfer fee. Even at the time of possession.
How much would that be?
See, it used to vary between 1 to 2.5%.
1 to 2.5%. Got it. So this transfer fee, if I were to explain this as an example, would be if, let's say, a flat costs 10 crores. And as a trader, I buy this house, I book this house by paying 1 crore. Now, if I have to sell to Vishal at 11 crores, then while selling to Vishal for 11 crores, I will have to pay 1 to 2.5% to the builder of 11 crores.
No. You bought a property, 1 crore or 10 crores, like the example you gave. I sell it for 11 crore. In most cases, the developer tells you first transfer free.
No, without first transfer fee.
Then in that case, it's like a per square feet rate. 100 rupees per square feet, 200 rupees per square feet. So if the price of the property has gone up 1,000 rupees per square feet or 2,000 rupees per square feet, then you know, theek hai, if it's a 2,000 square feet apartment, it's 200 rupees per square feet I have to pay to the builder. I'm more than happy to do it because I've gained so much.
Got it.
So eventually the transfer fee is linked to the goal of how much the price rises. Okay. So most developers have this scheme. Even the ones that don't have it, they have such a small negligible amount as transfer fee that it doesn't move the needle. It is just like an irritant for a trader there. Why are you taking it? It's a small amount. Okay. So people who offer first transfer free, why do you need to offer it? A first transfer free is giving you a clear hint that who your target buyer is. Your target buyer is somebody who's buying it from you but who wants to sell it very soon. Otherwise, you don't need it. Why should you offer that as a very big incentive? Second is you monitor the projects that announce their payment strategy or the pricing strategy well in advance. My price is 15,000 on 1st May. My price is so on 15th May. My price is so on 30th May. You're giving a clear hint to a trader as to what the pricing journey will be, and he can strategize accordingly.
Got it.
So most developers do that. So now, in case if it was below 50%, I don't think you would have needed to give these clear, direct incentives.
So payment plan advertising is the second indicator for the same.
Second, So first is first transfer free. Second is the payment plan. Third is your pricing direction strategy.
What do you mean by that?
First May, so price. 15th May, this price. 30th May, this price. I'm telling you upfront.
So this is the second attribute, no?
Yeah.
First attribute is first transfer free. Second attribute is the payment plan advertising. And the third attribute would be?
I'm giving you a payment plan to ensure that you don't have to pay me anything in the short term to medium term.
Oh, so for the next 2 years plan. So if there's a trader who says, I will pay you 1 crore today, and the builder says that for the next 2 years, you don't have to pay me anything, you can hold it for free, that is also an indication of a bubble.
The fourth thing actually is the most interesting thing. One broker told me one very good insight in my recent trip. He said, see, Vishal ji, aapke Bombay mein, your tall buildings get done in 4 years. Okay. Construction happens very fast. Here, a building will take 7 or 8 years. I asked him why. First, I thought, because in Delhi NCR, there's this NGT ban that comes. Construction activity during the winters, they stop because of pollution. So, no construction. 2-3 months removal. He said, see, that can be a factor. But the bigger factor is, here, construction has to be slow for the trader or investor to get out. So unlike other markets where if you see construction being fast, where you're happy, in Gurgaon people are sad. Because if construction is happening fast, that means I'll ask my installment payment. That guy does not have money, the trader. So your best case scenario is you drag on enough time for the trader and investor to feel comfortable on the price.
So you can also look at the duration of the project. If the duration is beyond 4 years, there could be something fishy.
Yeah, you'll be surprised when you look at these websites. There's so many projects which are 40 floors, but the possession is 2032.
2032, which means 8 years from now. Yeah, 8 years from now. 7 years from now.
Which started last year and not so 8 years from the time they launched. Now you start to wonder, how is that even possible? But the approach is that I have to give enough time for my trader and investor to get out, to maybe give it to an end user, or to raise enough money to fulfill the payment. So, in fact, I've heard cases where the trader investor tell the builder, boss, why are you constructing so fast? We don't have money. In other markets, it's the other way around. So yeah, it's all these traits, if you add them, you get a sense as to who exactly is your customer. And your customer is not end user in Gurgaon.
Understood. Perfect. Sir, what are the most important terms that a person is supposed to understand the Gurgaon market and to understand this bubble that we are in?
See, Ganesh, I think we have to look at two basically data points. Okay. And those are data points we look for every market. Okay. One is the number of unsold homes in Gurgaon, and the other is the monthly homes that are sold. Okay. These two really make the understanding as to how tough or easy it will be to sell.
Can you say that again, sir?
One is the number of unsold homes in Gurgaon. The second is the monthly homes that are sold. Okay. So basically, unsold homes and sold homes. Okay. Now, before we get on to that, one data point which I think it will strike you and will strike almost everybody is that today, among new launches, the average cost of a flat in Gurgaon is 4.72 crore.
Okay.
This number for Mumbai is less than 3 crore.
Less than 3 crores?
Yes.
Okay.
So the average cost of a flat in Gurgaon today among new launches is almost 60% higher than a Mumbai flat. Okay. Now we'll get to the unsold homes inventory that is there and the monthly sales. Okay. I'm looking at data from an agency called Liasis for us. His data says last quarter, that is Q4 24-25, the number of homes sold were 4,284. Okay. This is over a period of 3 months. So per month, about 1,400 homes sold. Compared to that, the number of unsold homes today are 18,000 homes.
Unsold are 18,000 homes.
As a ratio, it will take, at the current run rate of selling homes monthly, it will take 13 months to sell this inventory.
Okay.
Now, this is a very healthy number. But it's an inaccurate number. Because Gurgaon real estate is like a smoke screen.
Okay.
What you are shown and what it is are very divergent. Now in every market, what is seen and what is reality, there is a divergence. In every business. In Gurgaon, it's very deep. It's actually like a smoke screen. I'll tell you why. You would have seen headlines that fully sold out, fully sold out, fully sold out. As we discussed earlier, many of these homes are sold to traders. Okay. So here, the number of unsold homes that we're talking about, 18,000, are the unsold homes with builders.
Correct.
They have sold to traders. That trader wants to sell a home. So for all practical purposes, it's a unsold home only. Just the source has changed. It has moved from the builder to the trader.
This unsold home number of 18,000, this is the unsold homes of the builder. But out of the 4,200 homes that are reported as sold, out of those homes also, a lot of homes have been held by the traders, right? So 4,200 is also not the real number. Okay. So what percentage of these homes do you believe are being held by traders?
Very good question. Okay. Now, I'm working with the assumption that it is 60%.
Okay.
Now, there is no number over here which you can completely verify or completely dispute. Okay. The bluest of bluest companies in Gurgaon is DLF. Now, the DLF chairman said a few months back that 25% of their buyers flip out before possession. So even for a company like DLF, 25% are traders. For the others, it is a lot more. Okay. I've gathered cases where the number of homes sold to traders is over 80%.
Okay.
So net, the blended sales to traders is 60%.
Which means out of 4,200 homes, you're saying that 60% could be held by brokers.
Yes.
Which means about 2,500.
Yeah.
2,500 homes, 2,500 units are being held by traders. Which means the actual sale is about 1,700.
Yes. Over 3 months, sir.
Over 3 months. Which means per month it comes down to 650?
About 600 units.
Sorry. Per month it comes down to about 600.
So there are two things in this. One is you have established that the number of monthly sales to actual buyers is just 600 per month. Okay. Secondly, you are saying that the number of unsold homes are not 18,000. The dealers have a lot of stock. Now, what is the number? If we assume every month 2,500 homes, every quarter, sorry. So if we assume every quarter 2,500 homes are sold to traders. Conservatively, I think it's pretty much undisputed now that most traders who had bought stock in the last 12 to 18 months have not got an exit because prices remain the same.
Okay.
So let's break it down. 2,500 homes sold to traders per quarter. Okay. I'm doing a simple thing, breaking it down on a monthly basis. That's about 800 units, right? 800 units are sold to traders every month. Let's assume now for the last 15 months, that stock is there with traders. Okay. Because every quarter traders are buying. The average sales pretty much remain 4,000 odd, though about 4 quarters back, the sales were 6,500. But conservatively, if we assume 4,000, 4,200 odd, and we break it down to 2,500 odd sold to traders, so 800 homes sold to traders per month over a period of 15 months. That makes it 12,000 homes that are there with traders. Okay. In that also, let's be conservative. Let's say around 2,000 homes were actually offloaded by traders. Okay. किसी को बेच दिया at same cost, low cost, got out. you're still left with a stock of 10,000 homes. So, assuming all the conservative estimates, you have inventory today of 28,000 homes, of which 18,000 are unsold with builders, 10,000 are left unsold with traders.
Correct.
Now, 28,000 divided by 600 homes that are sold per month.
That's a lot. 28,000 divided by 600.
Yes.
So that's about 46 months.
Yes.
46 months of inventory.
Now, see the difference. 13 months is what is the reported inventory. 46 months, what is the real inventory in the market?
Estimated real inventory in the market.
Estimate. But this is being very conservative. This is being very, very conservative. We assumed what? That 60% of the buyers are traders. Some people who can dispute, but more or less anybody who looks at it will say, that's a pretty reasonable number. After that, we are saying this continues not for the last 24 months, but we are benchmark it to 15 months ka sales. Okay. And after that, we are making this number of 46 months that is there. So the buyer has a choice to buy from builder A or broker B.
Got it.
Okay. Now, many people will say in this situation, this demand-supply mismatch is hugely in favor of the buyer.
How?
Because there's so much stock to be bought. But what has happened is, there is this artificial scarcity that's been created to give the illusion to a buyer that there's no stock. Think of it like Ganesh and Vishal going for a movie. Okay? You are much younger than me, so you may have not experienced it. But earlier there used to be single movie theaters. Yahan pe, whenever we used to go on a Friday, there used to be a board of sold out. Uske bahar, there used to be many people willing to sell stock.
Correct.
Now, if you were to tally the data, you would say it's sold out. Stock hi nahi hai.
Correct.
But outside, there's a lot of stock. Same thing in Gurgaon real estate. So there's this illusion, artificial scarcity. Stock hi nahi hai. There's a lot of stock. In fact, I think there's more stock today in Gurgaon than in Mumbai on a monthly inventory basis.
This is disastrous.
This is a recipe for disaster, and it's happened before. One thing is, Ganesh, this thing has happened in Mumbai also before. It happened 15 years back. Fortunately, we have not gotten back into the trap again, which is why the market will be stable. There are not people who are, taking a 5 crore bet by putting 50 lakhs. It's a stable thing, boss. This stable cash that is on the table. Not somebody doing an F&O trade. I've bought 5 lots of Godrej properties by putting a small amount. So this is a situation that is there. Eventually, as a person, he has to be very clear when he's buying a home. You don't fall victim to this perception that there's no stock only. Because when you go there, the builder says stock nahi hai. But there's so much stock over here. And in this situation, this stock, why it'll get very tough to sell? Because this is not stock with a small budget.
Yeah.
The homes are 4.72 crores.
On an average.
60% higher than Mumbai. Okay. 60% higher than Mumbai. The average flat in Gurgaon, when the population of Gurgaon today is 25 lakhs, Mumbai is 1.5 crore. Okay. And by Mumbai, I mean Mumbai city, not Mumbai metropolitan region. That includes Panvel, New Bombay, Thane, etc. Okay. So you have 1/6 the population of this thing. Your land area is more than Mumbai city. So more land, lesser population, but average home price much higher than Mumbai. For the first time in my life, Ganesh, I feel looking at Gurgaon, Mumbai is value for money. I've never felt it ever in my life. Okay? This is the only time I'm feeling it.
So, should I invest or should I not invest?
You should not invest.
In Gurgaon?
You should not invest in Gurgaon at all.
Okay. What's a good deal, sir, in terms of, let's say, cost per square feet? You can just pick one locality from that map. What's a good deal? There's the map.
So see, now we have to know in Gurgaon also, the definition of square feet is not on carpet area for most developers. They call it on something called a super built up area.
What is that?
So carpet area is the area within your house. Like this is the carpet here. All the area within this is your carpet area. Super built up area is the area that is carpet area plus all the area outside your house, which is your amenities, your lift, your staircase, your swimming pool. All of that divided by the number of units.
Got it.
Okay. Now, the problem in this is that it's very tough to measure super built up area.
Yeah.
I can measure your house easily. I'll put the machine here to here to here, done.
Correct.
Outside it, how do I measure it? Which is why super built up area is a very abused term. RERA, the regulator, explicitly says that you cannot sell on the basis of super built up area. You have to sell on carpet area. Unfortunately, barring Mumbai and Pune, most markets still use super built up area. Now, why is that very important? Because if Ganesh is buying a home of 2 crores and your carpet area is 1,000 square feet, you will feel your house is 20,000 rupees per square feet. But suddenly I come and tell you, Ganesh, you know what? Your house is not 1,000 square feet. It is 2,000 square feet, super built up area. You see, my house value is 10,000 per square feet. It's pretty reasonable. So one builder in Navi Mumbai told me one very good story. He said, Vishal, I first tried to sell on carpet. It didn't work. I changed to super built up area. I got exactly the same amount I was looking for. I changed nothing, but sales happened. Because psychologically, that market is tuned to hearing a low number. A market that is used to hearing 8,000, you tell them 20,000 per square feet, they'll not be able to digest. You tell them carpet, they'll still be rattled. So same thing is over there. Okay.
Most people will not even know the difference between carpet built up and super built up.
True. Now I think built up is more or less gone. It is carpet and super built up area. Now within this, if you look at the rates, okay, golf course road, okay, the average in a way is now close to 40,000 per square feet.
Okay.
The golf course road is the Malabar Hill of Gurgaon. Okay. It is the most developed area. It is the location where all the biggies have their houses. You gave the reference to Camellias. There's a trio of luxury towers there. Camellias, Magnolias, Aralias. In the scheme of luxury things, Aralias is here, Magnolias is here, Camellias is here. The newest tower which is under construction, Dahlias, is supposed to be here. Okay. Less number of units, but you're targeting the super wealthy. Now at 40,000 rupees per square feet, okay, you are immediately pipping yourself against a person who will think, is it worth buying at such a price point at launch from a builder who possibly does not have the best track record? At that price point, it's very tough for someone who's not DLF to get a strong response. So which is why, Ganesh, if you look at Gurgaon now, the next hotbed that most developers are going in with the ambition is they want to create a new golf course road that they've highlighted as a street called as Southern Peripheral Road, where there is ample land available. If you go over there today, you'll feel you are in the middle of nowhere. But that is a strength and a weakness. The weakness is you're in the middle of nowhere. The strength is it's a blank canvas.
Like anything can come up.
Anything can come up there. If you have good execution skills, you can transform the place. Think of it like, for your Mumbai audience, think of it like Powai. You see a barren piece of land. One person says, boss, where have I come? The second guy says, you know what, if we create a school here, we create buildings here, we create 10 offices here, this place can be the best place to live in.
So one sees a barren land, the other sees an open canvas.
And in that, you should take a bet on execution skill. Now, there are many developers who have started operating there. The biggest one who's come in with the most amount of hype is DLF. But the other players also there. They're like Signature Global, which is also a listed company. One of the fastest growing real estate companies of India. Now, the key is, can they turn it around?
So let's say I'm an investor and I want to evaluate which market should I enter into. Let's not consider Gurgaon. Let's consider the first principles of real estate investment. What should my analysis include?
See, if you're buying a property anywhere in India, you have to go to a location which is expected to attract migration.
Okay.
Real estate is all migration. For attracting migration, I have to know what city has the best potential to attract people to come to it. That means a city or a location where jobs will come. Okay. And if jobs come, then homes will come at a price point which incentivizes people to migrate.
At a price point. That price point being very important factor.
Yes.
Got it. And sir, Ajitesh sir actually told me something very interesting. He said that in Hyderabad, let's say a 10,000 square feet office space is going to come up. A 10,000 square feet office space of 3 floors, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, will accommodate X number of employees. So automatically in that entire circle of real estate, all the prices will go up because a lot of people will then migrate to then move into work in those offices. Similarly, do you have a numerical evaluation that can be done for any real estate market?
See, you can't get a numerical value, but I'll tell you how you can evaluate it. A city can attract migration if it has good public transport to ensure that you stay far away, but you can still get to where you need to be. Okay? Example, we are in Mumbai. Mumbai is a beneficiary of phenomenal migration because people could stay very far away because of a railway network.
Correct.
If you didn't have a railway network, you would have to stay close by or you need a private vehicle.
Correct.
Like Bangalore. You stay far away, you get stuck in traffic. Mumbai, you could be working at Nariman Point, but you can come from Mira Road. Why? Because the railway station exists. So, Hyderabad actually has one big advantage is that because of its high quality infrastructure, you can stay further away from your office and still live well. In Mumbai, Bangalore, you want to be very close to your office because nobody wants to spend 1 hour in commute.
Correct. So that results into a hot box.
If I am getting somebody from Delhi, can I attract him to SPR? Can I attract him to Golf Course Road? For him, it's all the same at this stage. Once he starts staying in Golf Course Road for 5 years, then he'll say, boss, mujhe yahan pe rehna hai. So your opportunity to develop or to populate a micro market is, he should not see Gurgaon first and then come to SPR. He has to come direct to SPR.
Got it. So as an investor, I'm supposed to look at migration. For migration, there are several indicators. If there are jobs, there'll be homes, and these homes have to be available at a certain price point, at an affordable price point. And if this city has great public transport, then the likelihood of the properties in that location appreciating increases by a large extent. Correct? Okay. Which cities would you put in this category, sir?
I actually think at this stage, because of the exuberance we have seen in almost all markets, at this stage, there is nothing of value in real estate. Okay? In tier 2 cities, the action is even more fierce.
Really?
So like if you go to like a Indore, prices over there have gone out of control.
Okay. Like for example?
In Indore, you would have seen prices go up 3x in 2 years.
Okay.
And is there big migration happening there? No.
No.
So why is it going up? It is again speculative demand.
Because now the tier 2 narrative has come. That you will see the next Mumbai, the next Gurgaon, the next Bangalore.
Now see, next karte hue, from the time of our independence to today, how many cities have we really added?
Except for Gurgaon, I can't think of many.
Yeah, if you look at this one Gurgaon, if you really want to say Chandigarh as a city, planned after 50s, built but it's still a very sleepy city, right?
Yeah, but the kind of planning that it has, it must have actually attracted way more migration than it has today. In fact, I don't think there's a lot of migration happening.
You can't migrate to Chandigarh because it's very expensive. So Chandigarh is, a relatively unknown fact is, Chandigarh is the second most expensive market in India after Mumbai.
Really?
So it is actually very expensive because anybody of some status in that belt of Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh wants a place in Chandigarh. Because it's a shared capital, no?
Correct.
So anybody of that big guy, I want to have my base there. And it's well planned, clean. There is a region outside it, like Panchkula, Mohali and all, where there are skyscrapers and tall buildings. But Chandigarh as such, if you look at the planning, even today, you will not see a building above 3 floors because the designing is such. So no supply. Prices go up and down based on supply coming in.
Correct.
Now there's no supply there. So at this stage, I don't think there's anything of value in terms of a guy who wants to take a bet for buying in the top cities. The tier 2 cities, while many have gone up, you have to be very careful what sort of offering you buy. Okay, now in this, there's one is the apartment purchase. One is buying a plot or a villa. Now see, in Mumbai, there's no such concept of selling plots. Land is too expensive. Nobody will sell land to you. You will have to go further away, which is why there's this thing of, buying land in Karjat, buying land in Kasara.
In Mumbai 3.
Mumbai 3.0. Mumbai 3.0. That way, that's true. In NCR, so 2% of all launches in MMR were for plots.
Okay.
In NCR, that is also caught on. Okay. It is 7%. Because over there also, the guys who own land know that why should I sell land outright? I'll just wait it out. My value will keep rising as the area develops. The maximum action in terms of plotted development is happening in locations like Calcutta and Bangalore.
Okay.
So Bangalore, 30% of supply is in the form of plot or villa, which in Mumbai is 2%, in NCR it's 7%. Calcutta is the ultimate, 39% amongst the top cities, if you count Calcutta as a top tier city. You go to tier 2, half of all sales of launches is land. मुझे अपनी खुद की ज़मीन चाहिए. And there is see, many of these locations, there is a check component and there is a non-check component. In tier 2, it's a bit more because of the gap between your ready reckoner / circle rate versus market rate.
Sir, what is circle rate? What is market rate?
So, government puts a rate for every neighborhood. This is the minimum rate on which we will calculate stamp duty.
Okay.
Example, today you're buying a home over here. You're buying at a rate of 40,000 per square feet. Government says, I will charge you a stamp duty. This ready reckoner of this area is 35,000 rupees per square feet. So 35,000 rupees per square feet is your base stamp duty you have to pay. You cannot say, I sold the house at 30,000 per square feet. Even if you sold at 30,000, I will calculate and charge you stamp duty on 35,000 per square feet. That is to ensure that the black component gets contained. Okay? Now, in tier 2 cities, there is a big gap between market rate and your ready reckoner rate. So a person will do his check component at the ready reckoner rate. Above that will be the non-check component.
Can you explain this with an example, sir?
I have bought a property of, say, 1,000 square feet. Example, land. Okay. The value of the land, according to the government ready reckoner rate, is, say, 200 rupees per square feet.
Which is circle rate?
Circle rate, ready reckoner rate are the same.
Okay.
So let's assume the rate, the government mandated rate is 200 rupees per square feet. Okay. Just an example. It doesn't exist, but just example. Now, if you do a home transaction, you do a land deal at 500 rupees per square feet. And if it's a full check deal, you will pay stamp duty on 500 rupees per square feet.
Correct.
1,000 square feet into 500 square feet and the stamp duty irrespective of that. But if you want to say, you know what, why do you want to give the government so much money? The officers will abuse it, bribes will happen, corruption will happen. I don't believe in them. Let's do it at 200 rupees per square feet, which is the minimum stamp duty that you have to pay. So at 200 rupees, we will do an agreement. The remaining 300 rupees will be given in cash. In the registrar, the deal has happened at 200 rupees per square feet.
Okay.
In the marketplace, it's happened at 500 rupees per square feet. That is tier 2 for you. And half the deals over there are land or bungalows. Because in tier 2 cities, if you look at it, people don't have that culture of apartments. Even today, if you were to go to a Faridabad, which is not very far from Gurgaon, there also they have that approach. अरे वो तो अपार्टमेंट में रह रहा है, उसका खुद का घर नहीं है. Because it's a shared property. Cities, as they get more cosmopolitan, they become more urban, then that culture of apartment comes in because you can't build a house on a small plot. Land is so much in shortage, so you have to go tall. And more the density, more taller you go.
Correct.
So like in Mumbai, today you will not see a building below 40 floors, new building. You go outside Mumbai, 40 floors is like high.
Yeah.
Nowhere else is that way. Because our FSI levels are very high. That's the amount of area you can construct on a plot of land. Higher the FSI, more likely you'll be taller.
Got it. So just out of curiosity, if you were in full control of Pune, what would you do differently?
So one is that I would now stop selling plots and allow developments to happen all across the place. Now when I look at the older part of Pune, okay, to the newer parts, okay, it's a bit like in Bangalore, you have your Whitefield, Sarjapur. You have good big complexes there, but there's no concept of planning. The road, the footpath, same issue Pune has, the newer parts that have come through. Now, you have to allow planned development, which means you ensure wider roads, you allow public transport. Metro has been going for the longest time. I agree, some progress is there. But for a city that is so important, Pune used to be fighting for the second biggest IT hub of India.
Yeah.
You can't treat it so badly.
Correct.
The only consolation Pune probably has is that Bangalore being the top hub is still treated as badly. Like Bangalore should have been a lot more. So I think part of our problem is that, our politicians think too short term and too small greedy. You think long term and big greedy, you'll make a lot more money.
Correct. Sir, Hinjewadi is a classic example. It's the IT hub in Pune, but it has terrible roads. So every day at 6 p.m, if you want to go from Hinjewadi to Koregaon Park, it'll be like a 1.5 hour ride with 45 minutes just being spent in that one patch between Hinjewadi phase 3 and phase 1. Just one patch. That's it. There are two ways to go about it, and both these patches will be completely blocked. Why? Because there's only a very thin road which goes in, and that creates a lot of chaos.
See, Mumbai also, we have to accept one thing, that since our independence, our best planned cities are the ones that were built by the British. Now, our South Bombay has been a terrific case study, right?
Yeah.
Better drainage, more open space, more gardens. I think we have started thinking of all our cities as only real estate. Whatever open plot is there, sell it. And where in plans, when you look at a master plan in real estate, for a city, everything is earmarked. If you look at a master plan now of Mumbai, of Pune, of Gurgaon also, you will say, wow, what a promising city it is. Yahan pe there'll be a big public park, yahan pe there'll be a hospital, yahan pe there'll be a garden, yahan pe there'll be a school, residential towers here. Wow. Somehow, at the end, there'll be only residential towers or office. The other plots are gobbled up. So, if we stick to a master plan, all Indian cities can be very well governed.
Sir, and you mentioned something about Chandrababu Naidu's dream. What is that?
See, when you are betting on new cities, you're not betting on the city actually. You're betting on an individual who has a dream to create a city. And for me, I think at this point of time, there is no chief minister I believe in India who has that ability to build a city from scratch the way Chandrababu Naidu has.
Okay.
So you have to bet as to where he's looking.
What did he do special? Or what is he doing special?
See, he's not done anything special now. But see, if you look at, in a way, Hyderabad always had some degree of a city, of a urban center. He took it to the next level through a combination of infrastructure creation as well as marketing. Okay. There was a bureaucrat called R.C. Sinha who worked with him closely and who also constructed Mumbai-Pune Expressway. He told me one very good anecdote about Chandrababu Naidu. He told me he used to go at, I think, 6 o'clock in the morning. He used to take a helicopter and go around the city to scan each place, what's going on, what's not going on, are people working or not working. One person complained to him, ki, sir, Bangalore ka weather is good, so people don't want to come to Hyderabad. So he said something with full confidence. He said, that's okay, I'll change the climate of the city. I'll build trees everywhere. Okay. So, see, many of these things sound bombastic. And people fail. But, when you go in that pursuit for a very high goal, you creep somewhere close. And India does not have chief ministers who, after they become chief minister, have that much of a detailed eye on governance. So I think he's the guy to watch out for. I don't think of any other chief minister today in India who even dreams of creating a city from scratch. So just for that, I think it's worth taking a bet on where his eyes are, where he'll be moving.
Sir, what did the Britishers do well with South Bombay that we Indians couldn't do with the rest of Bombay?
they spaced out development. Okay, I'll tell you what that means. So if you look at the broad story of Mumbai is known, right? It was 7 islands. They reclaimed land and joined those 7 islands. They made the hub be fort activity, and then when they developed mills, central Mumbai came into prominence, which is Lower Parel. Then they said, what do we do? That's getting very crowded, a lot of pollution. All the wealthy people of Bombay in the 1850s and 1860s used to stay actually at Baikala and Mazgaon.
Okay.
That was the in thing there. All the wealthy. Okay. All the Jija boys, Sassoons and all, they all stayed in that area. They had bungalows there. Then when a lot of pollution happened, they said, we need a new area. There was Malabar Hill right at the top. One governor went there. Like it always happens. The first person who moves in there, and if he's a powerful person, everybody follows him because they want to be close to him. So there was Governor Elphinstone. He moved and made his bungalow there, Malabar Hill. Everybody followed him after that. The bureaucrats, businessmen, textile, everybody. And that area became what? Even Jinnah. Your stamp of arrival is when you bought something at Malabar Hill. So Jinnah was the most expensive lawyer of Bombay. How do I stamp my arrival? I'll buy a bungalow at Malabar Hill. And they phased out development. This is meant for homes. This is meant for gardens. This is meant for school. The plots are well spaced out. If you see in our tier 2 cities, where one plot ka ends, the other one starts right there. And the houses are joined.
Correct.
There is no concept that if the plot is in a square, I have to construct in a smaller area. I from end to end will be my house. And I'll park my car outside. So all those things, when I look at it and just see the roads, cars are a 1900s phenomenon. Marine Drive was built in the 1930s. Look at how wide Marine Drive is and the number of cars that were there. Cars, tongas, walking, whatever. You would think this is 100 years ahead, right?
Correct.
Ironically, after that, we have more cars, we are building more roads, more population, but our roads are narrow. So eventually it's what sort of vision you take. Railways also, our real estate is actually still a boon of British gift. Our railway network, we started in 1860s. If they're not built it all the way, all the migration that today we see, we will not see it. I can stay far away also and still come.
It's quite unfortunate.
It's quite unfortunate. But 1860s is when the rail to Thane opened. Today also Thane has only one railway station. Full Thane, imagine the population.
Yeah. So in fact, when I visited Paris, I was so surprised to see that they have 15 metro lines. 15. And I thought this must have been built 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. But it was built 150, 200 years ago. I was stunned at that. I was like, is Paris 100 years ahead of Mumbai? Yes, it is. 15 lines. We are struggling to build 2.
There's a theory called the Skyscraper Curse. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's basically that whichever country constructs the tallest building, that country soon goes into recession. And it's like 130-year-old history. And there's a reason for the madness.
Did Dubai go into recession after constructing Burj Khalifa?
So Burj Khalifa wasn't its actual name. The name was Burj Dubai.
Correct.
Then that lender from the Middle East, Abu Dhabi, lent him. His name was Khalifa. So they made it Burj Khalifa.
Oh.
Same thing with Malaysia. They did the Petronas Towers. This Twin Towers type. 1997. Okay. That time the East Asian crisis happened. The currency fell down 40%.
Okay.
Economy got ruined. 1930s. You had the World Trade Center in New York. Okay. 3-4 buildings were racing to be the top building. They used to call it the race to the sky. Okay. Great Depression. So most people go for the tallest building in the world now when all the conditions in the economy are very strong. There is very easy liquidity. There's lots of money to be lent at very low rates. Demand is strong. Builders think, boss, let me go right to the top. Because it's a vanity project. It's not a real estate project. It's a vanity project. I'm doing the tallest building in the world.
Correct.
Now, the problem is to construct a tall building versus a mid-sized building, your cost of construction almost doubles or triples. Because the foundation, the number of elevators you need, the time to complete the project, and if you've taken a loan, your every year interest piles on.
Correct.
So by the time things really get to steam, no, you find yourself you're in deadlock. Customer says you're doing the tallest building, so it'll be complete after 7 to 8 years. I'll not buy now. It's too late for me. The lender ka meter is on. After 3 to 4 years, it starts compounding. So sales are low. Interest rate is high. At the same time, you realize, boss, the cost of construction is much more than I had expected. All in all, the setting for complete dismay. But what created it was the economy flourishing to a degree that you thought was sustainable, and two, you taking a reckless bet. So it's that Skyscraper Curse in 1905, so it's been going on.
Got it. So I'll just give you a quick summary of our entire conversation, and hopefully this turns it into a snackable piece of content so that people can have a look and take notes from it. So first we discussed the story of DLF, where you told us about KP Singh, 1970s, and Rajiv Gandhi's car breakdown, which eventually resulted into those 40 acres, which then defined the future of Gurgaon. Then we spoke about the bubble. The three most important attributes of a bubble are a futuristic dream, a payment plan, and wrong incentives. You derived this from the story of Chicago, where the prices went up by 400x between 1830 to 1836, and then they went down suddenly by 90% because the bubble burst. The same thing is happening in Gurgaon, where the incentives are not aligned properly. And you explain this using a simple value chain, which goes from a builder to the end user. Because end users don't trust the builder, they usually buy from an investor. So the stock goes from a builder to a trader, then to an investor, then to an end user. Builder is the guy who produces the product. Trader is the guy who does not have money but wants to benefit because of the inventory. So if a home costs 5 crores, even if the trader has 5 crores, he will not invest those 5 crores into one property. He will split that into 5 properties so that they can hold the stock for the next 2 years. Why? Because the builder offers them a payment plan in such a way that they just have to pay 1 crore upfront and they can hold this property for the next 2 years without paying the builder a penny. Because of this, the traders eventually hoard the stock, because of which the builder is able to announce sold out. And because this has been making headlines, there is this false hype that is created around properties where it looks like every builder is selling properties out on the first day itself or the first week itself. But after that, the bubble starts. The traders usually try to up the prices because their incentive is only when the prices go up. If the prices don't go up, they have no incentive at all. Then you spoke about the investor. The investor is a person who has money to buy the property, but they invest the money with the property and they sell it to the end user during possession. There is no problem with the investors. And because of the investor, the bubble will not burst, because if there comes a day where the investor has to make the entire payment, the investor will make that payment, because it's not like they don't have money. They have money, but they just want to take a strategic call on properties. The end user is the person who eventually suffers because they buy the property at sky high prices. So then we spoke about your thesis of the Gurgaon bubble, and here's where you stated that the average price of a unit in Mumbai is 3 crores, whereas in Gurgaon, it is 4.72 crores. This is in spite of Gurgaon having 1/5 the population, having way more land as compared to Mumbai, and it is not even that developed as compared to Mumbai. Although I would argue that the roads are bigger. Then we spoke about the numbers, and here's where you mentioned that Q4 2024-2025, we saw quarterly sales of 4,284 units. For simplicity of calculation, we took it as 4,200, which says that the monthly sales was about 1,400 units. At the same time, there were 18,000 unsold units, which means what? There is 13 months of unsold inventory left. But like you said, Gurgaon real estate is a smokescreen. If you go closer, you will see, and here's where you presented your thesis, that you believe that 60% of these 4,200 units sold are actually being held by the brokers and are not being sold to the end user, which says that 2,500 homes will actually add to the unsold inventory per quarter because they are being held by traders and not end users. And then we did a calculation that then we deduced that if it is 2,500 homes per quarter, then per month you have about 800 units which are being held by the traders every month. And your thesis says that this has been the trend for the past 15 months. So if you deduce how many units could be held by the traders over the past 15 months, the number comes to about 12,000. Assuming that 2,000 have already been offloaded, there is still 10,000 units of unsold inventory. Now add this to the 18,000 unsold homes that we already have. We have about 28,000 unsold units. And we also understood that if out of 4,200, 2,500 are being held by the traders, 1,700 is the real demand. And then we did the math to divide 28,000 by 600, which is the real demand. 1,700 per quarter. So for simplicity of calculation, we took it as 600 units per month of real demand. Now if you divide 28,000 by 600, the number comes to 46 months. So although on paper it looks like there is only 13 months of unsold inventory, in reality, there could be anywhere between 30 to 46 months of unsold inventory, even with conservative estimates. So then we spoke about on what basis have you presented this thesis that 70% are traders. Here you mentioned three important observations. The first observation was first transfer free. If the first transfer is free, it means the builder is saying that book the property now and then you can transfer it. The very fact that the builder himself is not targeting the end user and is targeting the trader says that you could be operating in a market where the supply is too much. The second thing that you mentioned is a proposition. The proposition of the builder is not the product, it is the payment plan, where you mentioned that a builder might say on 15th of May, I will sell this to you at 15,000 rupees per square feet. On 18th of May, it will go up to 18,000 rupees per square feet. And on 21st of May, it will go to 21,000 rupees per square feet. What this is indicating is that the builders are making a proposition to the traders and not the end user. Why? Because the moment you show the trader that on 15th of May, a product will be worth 15,000 and by 18th, it will go to 18,000, they are seeing the price go up and they are seeing profits. And this creates a fake hype because of which the traders can then peg their prices according to what the builder is marketing. So in a way, the product is not being sold. The proposition of the product is being sold, which in this case is profit, profit, profit. And then the last thing that you mentioned was the payment plan. If somebody says that pay me 1 crore today and for the next 2 years, don't pay me anything, that's a recipe for a disaster. Because after 2 years, if these traders do not come back with money, the builder will not have cash. If the builder does not have cash, the building will not be completed. And you mentioned this vicious cycle that once the word goes out that construction is slowing down or ye to stagnate ho chuka hai, पिछले 2 साल से चल रहा hai, it starts a vicious cycle where the traders won't be able to sell. If the traders won't be able to sell, there will be no cash. If there is no cash, the project, even though it is not stalled, will get stalled simply because of this word of mouth. Great. These are the three things that you've seen happen in Gurgaon because of sales galleries and these festivals that happen and the marketing that happens, because of which Gurgaon could head into a disaster. And when I asked you about the possibilities, you mentioned 3 possibilities. The first possibility is a miracle where all the black market from all across the country may somehow flood to Gurgaon to keep the prices stable. Secondly, there could be a 10 to 15% drop once this speculation goes out or once this podcast goes out maybe. The prices will go down by as much as 30%. And lastly, sir, we spoke about the cities that you would pick to invest. And here you mentioned Nasik, Gift City, Jaipur and Bhopal. So then we spoke about your thesis of the Gurgaon bubble. And here's where you stated that the average price of a unit in Mumbai is 3 crores, whereas in Gurgaon, it is 4.72 crores. This is in spite of Gurgaon having 1/5 the population, having way more land as compared to Mumbai. And it is not even that developed as compared to Mumbai. Although I would argue that the roads are bigger. Then we spoke about the numbers, sir. And here's where you mentioned that Q4 2024-2025, we saw quarterly sales of 4,284 units. For simplicity of calculation, we took it as 4,200, which says that the monthly sales was about 1,400 units. At the same time, there were 18,000 unsold units, which means what? There is 13 months of unsold inventory left. But like you said, Gurgaon real estate is a smokescreen. If you go closer, you will see, and here's where you presented your thesis, that you believe that 60% of these 4,200 units sold are actually being held by the brokers and are not being sold to the end user, which says that 2,500 homes will actually add to the unsold inventory per quarter because they are being held by traders and not end users. Then we deduced that if it is 2,500 homes per quarter, then per month you have about 800 units which are being held by the traders every month. And your thesis says that this has been the trend for the past 15 months. So if you deduce how many units could be held by the traders over the past 15 months, the number comes to about 12,000. Assuming that 2,000 have already been offloaded, there is still 10,000 units of unsold inventory. Now add this to the 18,000 unsold homes that we already have. We have about 28,000 unsold units. And we also understood that if out of 4,200, 2,500 are being held by the traders, 1,700 is the real demand. And then we did the math to divide 28,000 by 600, which is the real demand. 1,700 per quarter. So for simplicity of calculation, we took it as 600 units per month of real demand. Now, if you divide 28,000 by 600, the number comes to 46 months. So although on paper it looks like there is only 13 months of unsold inventory, in reality, there could be anywhere between 30 to 46 months of unsold inventory, even with conservative estimates. Is that all, sir? I think that summarizes our conversation.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. This was wonderful.
Thank you, Ganesh. All the best.
Thank you.